turn 8. I end up the turn with not much health left on my troops, but was a good turn overall, pretty tough. So I started with the Tom. I had trained for it on my mirror game, but I wasn't able to find exactly the same defenders. And it went pretty well, but there was one big difference between my training and the actual fight. It's that I am on volcanic terrain, so I've got minus 300 morale on my troops. And and also I lost the battle the previous turn. So I'd start at low morale, and then it means the Banshee's Veil makes a big difference, and the Curse also. I didn't have Orc Reanimator on my test. So my troops all have pretty low morale, and I have some fumbles, and I also have risks of fumbles, which means when I calculate the damages, I take into account the possible fumbles, and that makes the fight much more difficult. But of course you should plan for fumbles and not hope for the best. So the plan is to get Starblade on the leader, of course, and ideally also on the Mammoth Rider, kill the Wraith King with the leader, and try to deal with the rest of the units. So it's quite annoying here because it does attack on turn 1, so at least I don't lose after 5 turns not dealing damage, but that would not have happened now because I can use Magic Fist. But he has a lot of fast units. He doesn't have any Archon Revenant or units like that who moves 28 movement points. So it means the Carrion Bird, the Banshee and the Wraith King can all attack me. And I put my Dread Monkey here on the edge of the map so that the Hell Hound doesn't move here, and I have at least one area where I can be without being attacked by the Hell Hound, because he can move 6 axes, so he can move up to here. But if I'm back or here, then he cannot attack me. So that was on purpose, to try to split the map into 2-3 parts. And the Warg doesn't do much damage, only 8 physical damage. So it's much less dangerous than the Hell Hound with 8 plus 5 fire damage. The Reanimator is still a bit far, so mainly I have to deal with those 3 units and make sure I don't die or I don't get flanked badly by the Warg. But it's still really tough because all my units, I think, got Holy Weakness. So they've got 30% Spirit Weakness, and they have very low morale. So the Banshees can do a lot of damage to them. So if I remember correctly, so of course first I have to deal with the Wraith King. I need definitely to kill it, because if I let it roam the map, then it's going to lifesteal and kill all my units. And yeah, it's pretty messy, so I really need to kill it. So here I moved the Dread Monkey here out of range of the Hell Hound, and I wanted to try to open a flank opportunity on the Wraith King, but it was pretty hard and I wasn't sure what to do with this one. So as you can see, I used sprint and then I changed my mind. In the end I decided to use the Ice Scapers to open up the flanking opportunity, and I put the Dread Monkey here to bring the Hell Hound to make sure that he has that's called block, so to make sure he has a valid target, and so it doesn't go there and instead he attacks the Dread Monkey and I keep him busy there. But that's stupid, I should not have used sprint. I should have done that directly, and then next turn I have sprint and I can exit. So here I move 3 axes to trigger the charge bonus, but in the end, yeah, But then I realize that's going to be tough with the Banshee. So I drain 2 action points from the Banshee with the Mammoth, which is a big HP reservoir, but still he ends up at 42 and the Banshee still has 1 attack. So that's pretty dangerous. So I drained the final action points from the Banshee with the Scoundrel. I used Assassin Strike on the Wraith King and I finished him with the Scoundrel. So I had to use 4 units, actually 5 units, all my units, to kill the Wraith King. And he still has 5 units on his side. But at least the Banshee doesn't have action points anymore. So of course he goes for the leader twice. And I don't have sprint anymore. And I don't have sprint on my Dread Monkey either. So here, yeah, leader at 17 and worst morale. Here, the good thing is the Hell Hound has only 8 resistance, is disgusted, and has frost weakness. So I've got 70% chance of freezing him. If I fail, that's going to be annoying. Quite annoying. But fortunately, I don't. And actually, it's annoying, but manageable in theory, because my Ice Scaper has 34 health points, and so the Hell Hound would probably attack it and die. But he could also exit and go attack the rest of my troops. So now, that's really a mess here. I've got 3 units, pretty good units, especially the Banshee, on me, plus the Reanimator, and huge chances of losing the leader. So I spent a lot of time thinking about this, and I wonder what he would have done, but in the end I realized I could use the health points reservoir I have on my hero to drain 1 action points from the Banshee, and then I use my leader to drain the Warg, because the Warg is the unit doing the least damage. But he could flank me and be quite annoying. So the best is to drain his action point. In my opinion, the best is to drain his action points with my leader, who has 11 defense, and then kill a unit doing a lot of damage and very mobile, the Carrion Bird. And I do a lot of damage to it, whereas the Banshee, first I would be opening my flank and dying next turn, that's for sure. And I don't do as much damage because she has physical protection, of course. So then I drain the action points of the Banshee again, and I move in a location where she cannot reach me. I don't drain 3 action points because now she has only 1 X movement, and I don't kill the Warg. I just put myself here, which is the only place where I can put myself, not being in range of the Banshee if I want to attack the Warg. So it's important not to kill the Warg, otherwise the Banshee can attack me. And now she's stuck, and so I just take the damage from the Reanimator, but I have frost protection 100%, so I take only blight damage, and that's okay. That's the plan, but I forgot about just one thing. It's the Reanimator can reanimate, but that's fine. I don't. It's not critical. I had that in the back of my mind. Yeah. So now the Mammoth Rider is at 11 HP. Pretty bad. So finish the Warg, the only unit taking significant damage from the Ice Scaper. And the Scoundrel is doing nice damage. kill the Reanimator and kill the Banshee. Yeah, he gets killing momentum at elite, so I can use one more attack. Alright, and then finish the Hell Hound, and that's it. So I end up with not much HP there, but fortunately the production resources had only one ranged unit, a good one, but an annoying one for me, but still that's only one. So that's a Forge Priest. So yeah, I expected him to do damage on the first turn to my leader or my Mammoth, but I cannot die in one turn. But I can die in two. So now I have only one place where I can put myself out of range of the Forge Priest, so that's where I go. And I have not to sacrifice one unit, but take some risk with it. So I send the Scoundrel here to try to bait the Axeman and the Forge Priest. Then if things go wrong, I can retreat, so that I can do a split of their units, as usual. Weirdly, the Axeman doesn't take the bait, sorry, but the Forge Priest does. And so now my Scoundrel has 13 HP left. So either I retreat or I still take damage, at least 1 damage. So 6 damage, I mean 5 to 6. So I decided to go for that, because otherwise the Forge Priest could quickly come back, and that would be difficult to deal with all 4 units at the same time. So I decided to sacrifice HP on my Scoundrel to get more time for the others. But I cannot then move away, because I move at 4 movement, 4 axes, just like the Forge Priest. So it means next turn I have to retreat. But at least I saved 1 turn. Here, so same. It's a bit difficult here because my Mammoth can only take 1 hit, and any place I go, I can be hit by the Boar Rider. So either I retreat, or I use these nice obstacles and put the Mammoth Rider here. I tried my luck at 30% chance of freezing the Boar Rider, but it failed, of course. And so then I was thinking about putting the leader here and the hero there, but yeah, we cannot see that, but it was like 8 damage in average for each hit on the leader, and he could do 2 hits, so very high chances of dying. So instead I moved away with the leader. I changed my mind at some point, and I decided to sacrifice some health on the monkey. The good thing is he has 32 movement points and sprint, so after being hit and taking 1 action point, I can still move far enough to be out of range of the Deepguard and the Axeman. So it was a good plan, because then I can kill the Boar Rider first and then deal with the other 2. So as you can see, I changed my mind. First I put myself here, and then I moved away. I actually even started guarding and then moved away. Again, I've got Starblade on the leader and no casting points left on the Sorcerer. I didn't expect the Deepguard to move through here, so it does a lot of damage to my hero. Here I'm trying to farm some experience doing the range attack, and I know I'm safe, so I can go there and finish it. Use sprint, move away, retreat with the Scoundrel. So then the Forge Priest starts to come back, but I can deal with the other troops. Okay, and finally there was some... so yeah, I met the dwelling and they declared war on me, which is a shame, especially because they're slightly good. So yeah, and there was 3 Scoundrels here. At first I thought they were coming from here, but actually coming from there. And I wasn't sure what to do because I was quite low on HP with all my troops, so if they attack, possibly I could lose units in auto combat. But if I enter, I'm trespassing on the dragons, and I've got a small chance. I cannot move far enough, and I've got a small chance of them getting out and attacking me, and it's even worse. But the Scoundrel cannot move because he retreated. So if I move away, then I forfeit my elite Scoundrel. I did one test on an attack on 3 Scoundrels, and so I could kill them all in one turn. And so that's what I did. I killed all of them in one turn with my leader one-shotting one with Assassin Strike, the Mammoth Rider plus Ice Scaper killing one, and those two killing the last one. And then I moved there. So I hope I'm not attacked by the dragons, otherwise game over. But that should not happen. That almost never happens, so that should be fine. The next turn I'm not sure, probably going to clear this because that's still a threat, especially if I build a fortress here, which I'd like to. And so probably going to move through the road and see what I can do, and I still want to go there, of course. So leader is level 6. I'm not taking anything, waiting for level 7, which I should hopefully reach soon. Sorcerer is level 5, leveled up this turn I think, and so I'm taking floating and probably strong will, but oh yeah, I forgot that gives extra vision range, so definitely. Oh, nice. Yeah, probably strong will later on. Then so this grew into a town as planned, so I can do the lab in 2 turns. And actually now I realize that thanks to the thanks to the happiness here, I've got +1, so I'm at 33. And actually, if I do 2 turns of 33 and 2 turns of 45 with the lab, then I can do my research at 150 in 4 turns. So I don't even need to rush the lab to be at 40 next turn. So that's perfect, so I'm going to do that. And then I'll see what I do, but I'm planning to go for Scoundrels 2 turns and then Observatory. So here I'm doing the builds whole 4 turns, probably need to rush it after 2 turns and then go for lab. But now I realize I've got a mana problem I didn't identify before. So I'm going to see what I can do, but for instance oh, mana here. Great. Why didn't I see it before? I don't know. Just need to say you've got a mana problem to see some mana. Okay, so maybe I don't have a mana problem anymore. Yeah, so I'm probably, yeah. So in terms of research, I researched irregular training and this one got a medal. But I unlocked cruel backstab instead of corrupted killers. So now I'm in trouble because I don't have any of the research I'd like to research, except Hasty Plunder, but I don't want to do it now. So I'm going for Produce Assassin for now, but in 4 turns. I really would like to do Seek Inspiration, but I'm going to think about it next turn when I've got the casting point, because that would also be great to have a crow, one more crow, because then you can get mana stash, gold stash, explore underground, see where your enemy is coming from extra. So yeah, that's a hard choice between staying on track on my research or wasting possibly 2 turns of research to go for a crow. But I could also go for Cloak and Dagger 1 basic ciphering, and Cloak and Dagger 1 would save me 1 turn of Seek Inspiration. So we'll see. So that's it for the turn. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.